Some symbols, they're not just logos or pictures, right? There's so much more. They're a story, a promise, a kind of visual covenant, just packed with meaning. And today, we're going to dive into one of the most profound examples I think I've ever seen. So we are deconstructing the Baobab Insignia of Saints of Afrika. And yeah, what you see here is the absolute truth. This is so much more than an emblem. It really is a covenant. It's this powerful symbol of memory, of endurance, and really a promise for what's to come. So come on, let's break this thing down, piece by piece. Okay, so right at the very heart of the insignia, you've got its sensual element, the baobab. Now, this tree is known all across the continent as the African tree of life. It embodies memory, endurance, and this constant, beautiful process of becoming.
Now, look closely at the roots. See how they're just as big, just as prominent as the branches reaching for the sky? That is 100% intentional. It's this powerful visual lesson. You simply cannot rise, you can't soar, if you forget what grounds you.
And that right there, that brings us to such a critical idea. The baobab is teaching us that any real, lasting growth has to start with depth. It's about understanding your origins, your history, your foundation. That is the only real place to begin. All right, let's move up to the trunk. It's described as ancient and enduring. And get this, it's a vessel that holds the water of memory. I mean, what a powerful idea, right? It's like a storehouse for wisdom, for culture, holding on to all the lessons learned, ready to nourish the next generation, especially when times get tough, during those seasons of drought. So this is the core lesson of the trunk. Memory isn't just something sitting in a history book, it's active nourishment. It's the lifeblood that sustains a people, making all that past wisdom available right when the future needs it the most. And from that strong foundation, from that deep well of memory, the branches reach out. They stretch wide toward the sun. But they're not just reaching for nothing. They are actively producing. They're bearing 6 golden fruits, these incredible offerings to the world and to the future. So, you're probably wondering, what are these fruits? Well, they're not literal, of course. They're symbolic. Each one is what's called a secret echo of an archetype, a kind of core role that shapes the whole journey of Saints of Afrika. And that number, 6, it's so important. 6 golden fruits, each one representing a core purpose. Think of them as offerings designed to feed the mind, the body, and the soul. And it's a purpose that only grows stronger, only multiplies when it's shared. And here they are. First, you have the builders, the ones who raise things that will last. Then, the healers, who bring balance back to the body and spirit. You've got the scribes, who are the guardians of truth and history. The warriors, defenders of all that is sacred. The dreamers, who literally imagine new worlds into existence. And finally, the bridges, who connect what was broken and heal division. Every single one is absolutely essential to the whole. Okay, so we've looked at the tree itself. Now let's zoom out a little bit and look at the elements that surround it, the things that protect and empower it. We're talking about the shield and the sun. And what we have here is this beautiful balance. On one hand, the shield. It's a reminder that your heritage isn't just something to be proud of. You have to actively defend it. Memory itself is a form of protection. But at the same time, you've got the sun, which represents this inner strength, a promise of renewal, of radiance that just can't be put out. It's this deep, powerful belief that even after the longest, darkest night, the light will always, always return. And when you put the shield and the sun together, wow, they make this incredibly powerful declaration that true strength, real invincibility, comes from knowing deeply and truly who you are. So we've explored the tree, we've explored its protection. Now we're going to move to the final outermost layer of the insignia. These 3 words that circle everything, forming this timeless call to action. So what is this call? What's the command that holds this entire covenant together? The thing that gives it its ultimate power and direction? The call is this amazing trinity of action. First, remember. It means to go back and reclaim the wisdom that was lost, the names that were hidden. Second, restore. To fix what was broken, to mend what was desecrated, and to return dignity. And finally, rise. To ascend, not by yourself, but lifted up by the strength of everyone who came before you. And this is so important. This Trinity isn't just some catchy phrase you put on a banner. It is not a motto, it's a movement. It is the active, beating heart of this whole entire philosophy. And so here we are, right back at the full insignia, but now we can see how every single part works together in perfect harmony. The roots, the trunk, the fruits, the shield, the sun, and that final, powerful call to action. It all combines to form this seal, a stamp of authenticity, of sovereignty, a seal of remembrance. And what does that seal ultimately declare? It declares a profound and final vow. That wherever this insignia shows up, it means this is a space, a work, a moment where a continent is reclaiming its story. A place where here, Africa remembers itself. Just a powerful thought to leave you with.